Hey guys, the other day I was on Facebook Marketplace and I found a Mickey Mouse TV. These things are pretty rare online. They go from anywhere between $100 to $500, depending on the price range. You know, maybe it will be missing an ear, or it may have a DVD VHS tape player as well as a remote. The one I got unfortunately doesn't have a remote or a DVD player, but the ears are intact, it turns on, and the only thing is that it needs to be cleaned. Since this TV is about 20 years old at this point, I didn't want to take any risks. So what I decided to get was Mr. Clean microfiber cloths, some Dawn dish soap because it's non-scented, so nothing should affect the actual plastic. And then I just put in some lukewarm water, and let's see what we can do with it. Honestly, it didn't take too long to clean up the Mickey Mouse TV. I believe whoever owned it before me actually took pretty good care of it. Not only does this TV have the Mickey aesthetic, everything from the buttons, display icons, and settings are themed as well. And whether you press the volume button up or down, Donald Duck will actually walk forwards or backwards. Since this is a 2003 TV, it does not have HDMI inputs. It only takes RCA cables. So I went ahead and went on Amazon and bought this mini AV to HDMI connector box. Theoretically, this would allow me to connect my PlayStation 5 to my TV and then show you guys on camera. So I wanted to give that a shot to see if that actually works. So at this point in the video, I had set up the PlayStation and plugged in all the cords. When nothing showed up on the screen, I tried switching inputs, not knowing that once I switched off from the video input, it would lead me down a rabbit hole of looking at online manuals as well as Reddit. That's when I decided to make the second half of this video. We're back. It's been a few days. There was a lot of troubleshooting that happened after buying this TV. I thought this video was going to be super straightforward. Literally all I would have to do is clean up the TV, turn it on, plug in my PlayStation, and voila, look at this super rare TV I got. But now this turns into a video a little bit about advice if you buy this type of TV. Once I changed the input, there was no way of changing it back to the video one, unless you have a remote. So then I'm like, okay, is there any other type of TV like this that has the similar issue? It turns out the SpongeBob TV has the same issue. The Princess TV has the same issue. Luckily, there's a thing called a universal remote. This is the one I got. It's by General Electric, and it does the trick. It literally bought a $10 remote just to switch the input. That's all I needed to switch, nothing else. And it worked, right? But every time I turn the TV on and off, it disconnects from the remote, and then I have to reset the remote, which is a little bit annoying, but you know, the point was just to switch back to the input, video input. So now that it's on the video input, there's no issue. When you turn it on, video input. And I also plugged in my PlayStation, and it works. So what it turned out was going on was, not only did I need to switch to the right input, I had bought the wrong adapter. So this might throw people off. If anyone's interested in buying an older TV like this from 2003 or earlier, you might, or you know, any electronic that uses an RCA cable. This one only uses 2 of them. It doesn't even use all 3. So let's say you want to use something like this, right? If you go on Amazon, look up, you know, RCA adapter, HDMI adapter. One of the first ones that pops up has like over 20,000 reviews. And I'm like, this has to be it. It's an AV to HDMI. That would be if the TV was trying to play through the PlayStation, which is not possible. What I needed to buy was an HDMI to AV. So here's AV to HDMI, AV to HDMI, and HDMI to AV. So the HDMI to AV allows me to connect the PlayStation to the TV. I have a few options of how I can use this in my podcast going forward. I could play music videos during the interviews. If there's something that I want to bring up, like, hey, can you play this clip? Now I can play clips. I could also use it as another monitor. What I thought would be cool is if there was another element of how you're watching the interview. So maybe there's a camera on me, there's a camera on my guest, but maybe there's another camera that is showing us on the TV. So those are the ways I plan to use my TV. Use more for like proppy fun stuff. Maybe every once in a while I'll actually use it to play games and movies, but that's what's so cool about having like cool technology, is that everyone can have their own way of using something. If you guys currently have a TV like this or have always wanted a TV like this, tell me what you would use it for. Thank you so much for watching, and see you again next time.